Okay, so it's Cat Stanley Space Demon coming at you again. And today I want to go back to the 1970s, long before they were the darlings of MTV, top 40 hit makers, collaborating with professional songwriters like Diane Warren, making movie soundtrack songs. AEROSMITH were the bad boys of Boston, fronted by the Toxic Twins, guitarist Joe Perry and lead singer Steven Tyler. And you know, most rock fans probably know Steven Tyler as that caterwauling lead vocalist for the legendary group AEROSMITH. But not only could that lanky frontman from New England compose clever rhymes like City Slicker and Slitty Liquor and belt out a tune, he was also a multi-instrumentalist. He could not only play piano and harmonica, often seen in concert, but he was also a competent drummer as well. Now, Tyler was also adept at improvising with whatever gear was available when it came to songwriting. He was a proverbial 3-star musical chef of sorts. He had the ability to create that proverbial chicken salad from chicken droppings. And such was the case when AEROSMITH recorded their sophomore effort, Get Your Wings, which was released in 1974. Tyler had 3 solo writing credits on that record, including the risque rocker SOS, parentheses, Too Bad, SOS standing for Same Old Shit, along with the sleazy mid-tempo classic Lord of the Thighs, whose title was a goof on the William Golding novel Lord of the Flies. The critics hated us for this. Tyler would say in 1997, we weren't supposed to be smart enough to use literary references, but the one track in which Tyler flexed his musical ingenuity was the song which guitarist Joe Perry would refer to as his favorite AEROSMITH ballad, even surpassing the band's hit staple, Dream On. It was the atmospheric and moody ballad, Seasons of Wither. I never thought AEROSMITH should do any ballads at all, Perry would say in 1997. My philosophy was the only thing a hard rock band should play slow was a slow blues. Now, Steven Tyler's relationship with AEROSMITH drummer Joey Kramer was a bit schizophrenic back in the early days of the band. There's no sane way to describe my relationship with Steven Tyler, Kramer would say in 1997. He was my teacher, friend, enemy, buddy, mentor, tormentor. Someone even put out a rumor at the beginning of the band that we were gay. The truth is that Steven and I have a very basic soul connection. And back in the early days of AEROSMITH, Steven Tyler and Joey Kramer did share some living quarters. And here's what Steven Tyler had to say about that ballad from Get Your Wings, Seasons of Wither. He said back in 1997, Seasons of Wither was about the winter landscape near this house I was living in with Joey near an old chicken farm in Needham, Massachusetts. I used to lie in my bed at dawn, listening to the wind in the bare trees. How lonely and melancholy it sounded. I was pissed off about my taxes, and getting mad helps me to write. So one night, I went down to the basement where we had a rug on the floor and a couple boxes of furniture and took a few two-and-alls and a few second-alls. So apparently, in addition to being inspired by that lonesome winter landscape of early morning Boston suburbia and his displeasure with the tax man, Tyler relied a little bit on some pharmaceutical stimuli of the day to put him in that songwriting zone. Now, he'd go on to say in 2011, when I wrote the music to Seasons of Wither, I grabbed the old acoustic guitar Joey found in the garbage on Beacon Street with no strings. I put 4 strings on it, which is all it would take because it was so warped. Went to the basement and tried to find the words to match the scat sounds in my head, like automatic writing. The place was a mess, and I moved all the shit aside, put a rug down, popped 3 2-0s, snorted some, sat down on the floor, tuned the guitar to that tuning, that special tuning that I thought I came up with. So Steven Tyler, he had this piece of shit garbage guitar that his boy Joey Kramer salvaged from the dumpster. He made the proverbial chicken salad out of chicken shit, and I love it. That's the sign to me, is the sign of a great songwriter. Now, I don't know what experience Steven Tyler had up to that point with playing the guitar, if any, but the fact that he's able to take this piece of shit guitar, put 4 strings on it, tune it up to a special tuning, and come up with something like Seasons of Wither? Who writes a Seasons of Wither on a 6-string proper guitar, much less some piece of shit out of a dumpster from a guy who's played drums and some piano and some harmonica, high out of his mind, and he writes a song like Seasons of Wither? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I love it, man. How can you be? That's a sign of a great songwriter. You get inspired, you pick up what you have at your disposal, and you create a freaking masterpiece, man. It's a masterpiece. It's an unbelievable song. You go listen to it right now. It's incredible. Seasons of Wither, that's how it was written. And I think I heard John Lennon in an interview way back when said something along the lines of, he was never a virtuoso guitar player, but you give him any instrument, a piano, a tuba, a glockenspiel, whatever you want to give him, he's going to get something out of it. And that's kind of, I feel like, how Steven Tyler, at least at this point, when they were in their prime, AEROSMITH, that's the kind of guy Tyler was, the way that he could come up with a classic song by picking up a piece of garbage guitar and making a sound out of it. Incredible. I love it. It's what I love about music. It's what I love about songwriting. Fantastic. Wanted to share the story with you. And I know my content output of late has been sporadic. It's just a busy time of year for me. Baseball season's in full swing. When I'm not at the ballpark, I'm watching it on TV. I'm sucking up the fucking analytics and the stats. And I'm working full time at my day job. And I'm taking care of my high maintenance dog. And I'm trying to find time to talk about rock and roll. I'm so glad I was able to do that today. And I appreciate you folks sticking with me and tuning in. Hope you dug the video. We'll see you next time. And hopefully it won't be such a long time next time. Comments in the bottom thing below as they pertain to the topics discussed hitherto. And we'll see you next time.
See here.